So who would have thought that this movie would be so much like 21 Jump Street? The Heat is a movie that follows Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock, and they're two cops that have to come together. Melissa McCarthy is a very, hard-nosed cop, loose cannon, she's from Boston. And Sandra Bullock is an FBI agent who's very by the book, and she's extremely weird. She's very passionate about her job, and they have to come together to try and stop this drug lord, and that's the movie. Now, going into this movie, I didn't have much expectations because the trailer wasn't that funny. There were some good jokes sprinkled in there. But for the most part, it just felt lackluster, and I didn't like Bridesmaids that much. I don't know what I said in my review, but I don't like it that much. It's just not that funny. But I'm pretty lenient when it comes to comedies, probably the most lenient of any genre of film when it comes to reviews, because all they need to do is make me laugh, and I'll look past some minor flaws that I can find in comedies, as long as I'm laughing, because comedies aren't supposed to be the most profound, well-written things in the world. They're just meant to make you laugh. And this movie, I feel like it's kind of a mixed bag, but I did enjoy it for the most part. One of my main issues going into the movie was I was worried about how Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock would work together. I was worried if they didn't have good chemistry that the movie wouldn't be good, but thankfully they do have very good chemistry on screen. Their styles clash, and it's really fun to watch. There's a lot of funny scenes involving them. There's a few little cameos, I guess, of people you'll know. Marlon Wayans is in there for a few scenes. He's good for what he has, which isn't much. Biff Tannen was in there for a few scenes. Like, you'll recognize some people in this movie, but overall, none of them really have too much screen time aside from Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock. Some of the comedy in the movie I felt was inconsistent. Like, there would be a good string of jokes, and then there would be a joke that just was completely unfunny, and it would just kind of ruin the momentum, and they would start getting going again, and then something would ruin it. It happened a few times in the movie, so that put me off for a bit. But my main problem with this movie, and it's more prevalent the more I think about this movie, is the fact that it just reminds me so much of a woman's 21 Jump Street. And not in the sense that they're, pretending to be college students or anything like that. It's a buddy cop movie, and things that happen in this movie, they're just so reminiscent of that movie. I'd be very shocked if they didn't just take some notes from the movie last year and put them into this movie after they'd written the script, because I really want to talk about this, so if you don't want to know spoilers for this movie, skip to this part of the video, but I'm going to talk about, throughout the movie, things that happened, mostly the ending, because that's the thing I really just went like, okay, that's from 21 Jump Street. Okay, so Melissa McCarthy has a brother in this movie, and he's in prison. She put him there because he was getting involved with this drug lord, so she wanted to get him out of that business. So the movie goes on and he tries to help her by, setting up this guy, but he gets shot and gets put into the hospital. So Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock, they have a falling out for like 5 seconds, then they come back together like in 21 Jump Street. Then they go after this drug lord, and there's this stupid twist about who the drug lord is. Alright, and it's not that the twist in 21 Jump Street was stupid, but the main guy was a background character who you saw a few times. It happens in this movie as well. And all that made me think that maybe it was like 21 Jump Street, but the main thing that happens is the way they defeat this guy. Because after they find out who he is, he runs away, like in 21 Jump Street. They chase him down. He's about to kill Melissa McCarthy's brother. Then Sandra Bullock comes in, shoots him in the dick. But not once, but twice. It's like, yeah, I shot you in the dick twice. Essentially, what it felt like to me was they were trying to one-up 21 Jump Street. Like, oh, I shot you twice in the dick. It's like, really? I just felt like they could have come up with a different ending to, make it feel more unique than just what 21 Jump Street ended with. So that was my big problem with the movie. It reminded me of a movie that I thought was far superior, so it just makes me think, why don't I just go watch that movie? But nevertheless, I had a good time with The Heat. It's very funny at times. Some of the humor isn't that good and it misses. But Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock have a good back and forth together, and there are some great scenes with them. So I'm going to give The Heat a B-. If you enjoy these two actresses, I think you'll enjoy this movie. If you like Bridesmaids, I'm sure you'll like this. So what are you guys' thoughts going into The Heat? If you're watching this after it has come out, did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Who did you like more, Melissa McCarthy or Sandra Bullock? Write your beautiful comments down there and tell me what you think. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button down there, because if you don't, well, I'll shoot you somewhere. That's It's an empty threat.